Hello everyone and welcome to Windsor, Ontario for the start of quarterfinal action for the CCSA Softball National Championship. Today the Humber Hawks battle against the UBCO Heat with a chance to compete in the semifinals on the line with a victory here in this one. I'm Justin Prince. Welcome to We Digital's coverage as we get ourselves all started for the top of the first inning. The Humber Hawks will be the road team for this matchup. UBCO, the home team. We're underway from Windsor with a strike. Leading things up at the plate for this matchup, Shea Hilpert, the right fielder for the Humber Hawks. She swings through that one, 0-2. She'll be facing Michaela Muir, who had 2 2/3 innings of work, 6 hits allowed, 4 runs, 4 earned, 3 strikeouts against St. Clair College earlier today. This time fouled over the screen. It stays 0-2. Hilpert followed in the lineup to start off this matchup by the designated player, to note Megan Muir. 1-2 on the outside. 1-2. A sunny day here in Windsor. 1-2 to center field. Tracking after it is Wright. And Casey Wright makes the play for the first out of the game. Let's take a look at the replay. See Cassie Wright having a battle with the sunshine. The wind is also gusting to the right for this game, as well as to center field and the parking lots. It's Megan Muir. Pops it up. Tracked down by the first baseman, Chelsea Mosher. Quick first 2 outs of the game. And that brings up the hitting threat for this team, Alexis Pereira. Earlier, went 0-for-3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts, as that one's fouled away to start, 0-1. That was against Calgary in a 7-5 loss. Here gets the sign way high on the rise ball, 1-1. Ferreira in OCAA play this year, hitting .420. That's 21 for 50. 17 RBIs on the campaign as well. That one watched for a ball, 2-1. Watching that fastball, missing, 3-1. A 3-1 count. On deck is the left fielder for this quarterfinal, Jessica McPherson. And a swing through that one for the second strike, 3-2. The 3-2 payoff pitch. Out to right and center. Too far out to get to it. It is a ground rule double. And Ferreira is aboard with the first hit of the game. There was a shot for Wright to try and make the catch at one point, but it ends up sailing out to the hillside. And brings up Jessica McPherson, the third-year player from Essex. Starting off with a passed ball. Ferreira moves up to third. And a runner now on third base with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. The 1-0. Trying to aim for the corner. Gets it. 1-1. 1-1 the count. 1-1 fouled, long and away, all the way nearly to the street. 1-2. One-two count, runner at third, 2 outs. Here at the top of the first. And a swing through that one. Missing. And no run over to first, but still a throw to make sure. Retires the side. 4 batters come up to the plate. 1 gets aboard with a double, but no runs come in. No score after half an inning to play here on We Digital.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Welcome back to Windsor, Ontario, as we start off the bottom of the first inning in CCSA Softball National Championship action, the quarterfinals here in Windsor. Let's take a look at that flag and these weather conditions. It's now mostly cloudy here at the ballpark, 11 degrees Celsius at 47% humidity. The wind gusts now reaching as high as 41 kilometers an hour to the west. That's to the right field foul pole. A windy one to start things off for Casey Wright, the center fielder. For today's matchup, starting off with a bunt and a bubble. And a board goes right to start. The pitcher they are facing for this respective matchup today, who ended up having the bubble on this play, is Cheyenne Sears. Sears goes off speed for the second at bat for UBCO, with that one missing 1-0. Up at the plate is the pitcher, Miguel Amur. Another attempt to maybe bunt, pulling it back, no. Strike call at 1-1. Yesterday, 5 innings of work were put in by Sears in a victory. 1 hit, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. That to right field. Tracked down quickly. The catch by Hilpert. 1 out now in the bottom of the first inning. See how that fared out this time with the clouds over above, helping a bit with the visibility. The sunglasses were not on for that play. The left fielder for today's matchup for UBCO, now to the plate, Taylor Rosler. Starts off with the ball, 1-0. Earlier today, 0 for 2 for Taylor Rosler against St. Clair. That one up high, 2-0. 2-0 the count. This one chopped past shortstop. Russo not able to make the play, and runners are now at first and second with 1 out. The second hit now for the Heat this game. Out of the reach of Amelia Russo. That brings up the second baseman, Cheyenne Simicak. That one dribbled about. 0-1. Zimikak played shortstop and second base the previous game. Struck out once, went hitless though against St. Clair. Goes for a bunt, puts it fair from one that was above her head and brings in a run for it. An infield single and an RBI. And UBCO is on the board. It's 1-0. See, having to reach above her head to get the bunt down and still get safe on the run. That brings up the catcher, Cassidy Kello. Starting things off with a strike and a chase down, 0-1. Kello played second in the last game and had just one at-bat, went hitless at it. This time off-speed tied in, called for strike two. One out in the bottom of the first inning, two aboard. And strike three, a strikeout and a throw back to second called safe. So Kello credited as the second out of this inning now. That brings up the shortstop, Cheyenne Lawrence. Lawrence has also pitched much of the time in this tourney, starting off with the ball, 1-0. Lawrence struck out once in an 0-for-2 performance against St. Clair. Down the left field line and in for what is extra bases. One run scores, the throw to third, called safe. And Lawrence extends the early gap. It's 2-0. See, it just got in. On a tight play down the line. That brings up Madison Rosler. Madison Rosler playing third base in this game. Madison also went 0-for-2 last game with a strikeout. Common thread for the previous game, a majority of the lineup had been struck out once. That one, strike one. Runners at second and third, two outs with a 1-1 count now. So McCack at third, Lawrence at second. Upstairs on the rise ball, 2-1. And a rise ball way too high. Brings in a run. And that run may have a chance. No, the ball bobbled to a second visit to the backstop. It's now 3-0. And Humber, who entered this quarterfinal 1-2 in these national championship tourney games, are starting to spiral. The Heat are starting to dance. Keep in mind, Humber having a solid OCAA campaign entering this one as well. Madison Rosler now with a 3-1 count, hitters count. The runner at third with still two outs. Here comes Sears and the pitch. Rolls to shortstop. Throw from Russo to first. Gets him. Over able to make the catch in time. The Heat cannot believe it, but it is to be seen to be the third out of the inning. 3-0 Heat. After one, you're watching We Digital. After A bang play, you be the judge.
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Welcome back to Windsor for the top of the second inning, where the UBCO Heat lead 3-0 over the Humber Hawks on We Digital. Just Prince with you here on WeDigital.ca as leading things off this inning is Amelia Russo. Russo starts things off by taking that ball to a foul territory position, 0-1. Earlier today, a 1-for-4 performance with a run for Russo. Went around there for strike number 2. 0-2 the count. The 0-2, this time trying to get the outside part of the plate, misses. 1-2. We're working with insurance now in this matchup. Top pitcher in WCSA play earlier this month. Foul back 1-2. Trestling up was a second-team All-Star for the playoffs for 2022. The 1-2 to right field. Burke tracks it down for the first out of the inning. See that one going all the way towards the tee, out in the outfield. The shade playing into the visibility, but the wind playing into the tracking of the balls. Now up, Brianna Oliver. Also known as B by her teammates, the first baseman for this one. Tight inside. That one missing, 2-0. The .231 hitter this year in OCAA play. That one a little bit more into the plate, 2-1. 2-1 for Oliver. Oliver fouls it away, as that one will visit some shrubbery. 2-2. Fouled away this time to the tippy top of the screen, stays 2-2. Calamere still working with 20-plus pitches so far in this one. Now one out here at the top of the second. And now a base runner is aboard. A base hit for Oliver. And that will bring up the catcher, Michaela Tuck. Solid contact. Just out of the reach of the shortstop, Lawrence. And it takes a visit out to right before the throw-in. Tuck now to the plate. .417 hitter in OCA play. However, 9 games played compared to the 17 completed. To left field. Back it goes. and trapped down by Taylor Rosler. 2 outs now in the inning. The second flyout picked up by Taylor Rosler today. And that brings up the second baseman, Georgia Burney. Georgia Burney, a second-year player from Mississauga. Came in as a pinch player in the last game. Did not happen at bat, though. 0-2, throw back to first, called safe. Burney, a 125 hitter this year in the OCAA. Thought about going around up high. Ends up missing instead. 1-2 in the rise ball. The 1-2. Gets underneath it. Foul territory and tracked down for the third out of the inning by Madison Rosler. To the bottom of the inning we go. 3-0 Heat after an inning and a half.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Welcome back to Windsor for the bottom of the second inning. Leading things off for this inning is Caitlin Harmon, the designated player for this matchup. For UBCO, things start off with a strike, 0-1. This time makes contact. Over to Russo at short. Throw to Oliver at first, gets the out. First out of the inning. That will bring up the bottom of the lineup card, Bailey Burke. Burke is the right fielder for this one. She struck out against St. Clair earlier today. Starts off inside and low, 1-0. The 1-0. Chops it over to Sears. Played over to Oliver at first for the second out. Back-to-back ground outs. And now, as a result of the chopper and the quick play made by Sears, Wright will now return to the plate. Wright last time hit the first hit for the Heat in this one, a single. Starts off towards the outer part of the plate. Strike one. The 0-1. Going for the bunt. Sears with the throw to over the slide. Gets it. 3 straight ground outs, and the side is retired. After 2 innings of play, UBCO holds on to a 3-0 advantage over Humber.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
Look at the umpires discussing things. The umpiring crews for the quarterfinals expanding to 3. With the prominence of this matchup, the prominence of the rest of the matchups from this point forward. Leading things off for this respective inning is Hannah Koziolik. Koziolik, the center fielder for this matchup. 1 hit earlier today in 2 at-bats with an RBI and a run scored. Starting off with a foul, 0-1. Sign coming up from Muir. 0-1. Tries to go low. Called ball 1. Koziolik, a .283 hitter in OCA play. Strike 2 on the swing through. Koziolik, amongst those, known for bringing in runs for Humber. In fact, 16 runs brought in this season in OCA play so far. 2-2. The 2-2. Popped up. Tracked down and into a collision. Kello holds on to it. Kello had to hold on tightly to this one. Watch the run in from third base and right into the play goes Madison Rosler. Kello able to make the catch. Thumbs up given. She's okay. Back to the top of the lineup. Hilpert watches the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 to start. Hilpert last time up flew out to left field. The 1-0. Bunting yet again. Here throws it to Simikak at first. And able to get the out quickly. The second out. A lot of small ball attempts to be utilized, and having been utilized so far. Now with 2 outs, we'll see what is chosen upon by Megan Muir in this one. Muir last time popped up. Nearly does it again. Doesn't realize it's in foul territory. Now she does. That one goes over the press box. 0-1 the count for Muir. The 0-1 misses the plate. 1-1. Widespread for the infielders for the 1-1 this time. Reaches at a high one off speed. 1-2. One, two, the count. Here against Muir. And fouled away by Megan. Kell once again will have to regroup. Michaela's throw, swing and a miss. And strike three called, a strikeout for Megan Muir. The side is retired. Let's head to the bottom of the third, shall we? You're watching We Digital for coverage of CCSA Softball National Championship coverage.
Mont's On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
Welcome back to today's coverage from St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario, the CCSA Softball National Championship. The quarterfinals continue with Michaela Muir now to the plate to start things off for this at-bat. 1-0 the count. Lineup sees the foul ball first. We'll see Taylor Rosler come up to the plate second, followed by Cheyenne Simikak third. 2 through 4 hitters as the off-speed pitch misses that time. 2-1. 2-1 from Sears. Towards the gap in right field, but tracked down. Brought down by Hilpert. First out of the inning. Coming over towards the tee. That brings up Taylor Rosler. Rosler picked up a single last time up for the Heat. To left field this time, a dive and a catch by McPherson. Back-to-back flyouts. This time, McPherson having to make a small leap to be able to make a tough catch. Simikak now comes up. Simikak starts off with a miss, 1-0. Simikak, a first-year player from Surrey, BC. Last time also hit a single. This time directly to Sears. Thrown all over at first. The side is quickly retired. 3 up, 3 down. After 3 innings of play. The lead is 3-0 as we head to the top of the 4th on We Did It All.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Welcome back to Windsor for the top of the 4th inning, where the UBCO Heat lead 3-0. Just Prince with you here on We Did It All. as Humber looks to try and strike back. Alexis Ferreira leads things up this inning. Last time up for Ferreira, she hit a double, one of just 2 hits for Humber so far in 3 innings of play. Starts off showing butt, pulls it back though, 1-0. 1-0 the count. The 1-0, this time inside, getting in the corner of the plate, 1-1. The 1-1, this time rolls to the plate, 2-1. Two one from Muir, bounces past the shortstop for a base hit. Ferreira thought about going to second, chased back to first though. Lawrence not able to get to it in time, and it results in the 3rd Humber Hawks hit of the day. That brings up McPherson. McPherson starts off up high, 1-0. Runner at first, nobody out. Top of the 4th, swinging at that one and missing. Throw back to first, called safe. 1-1 up at the plate. The 1-1, lofts it up. And dropped in foul territory. Runners move back to their positions. 1-2 the count. That is Madison Rosler, who has not had the prettiest of days in the field today. Having it bounce off of her glove. And another chance now for McPherson. McPherson uses the chance to try and reach out one for a moment, pulling it back though on the bouncer, 2-2. And the runner advances to second. McPherson now sets back up. 2-2. Pops it to the sky. And this time it lands in the grandstands, one level before the press box. The count stays 2-2. Two yet again. Popped up yet again. Back to Rosler. This time she makes the play. Madison Rosler the catch. First out of the inning. Madison Rosler having to take a step over with the wind. That brings up Russo. Russo flew out to right last time. This time, back over to Rosler again. Madison Rosler back-to-back catches. Back-to-back outs. That's the 3rd time in 2 batters she's had to track it down. That brings up Oliver. Oliver hit a single last time. Oliver watches one, clip the bottom of the zone, 0-1. Callum Muir shakes the ball. The 0-1. And a swing through that one for the second strike, 0-2. The 0-2. Outside, missing the plate this time, 1-2. Runner at second, 2 outs, top of the fourth inning. Hawks looking to break through offensively. Down the line, in for extra bases. Tracked down by the left fielder. It's an RBI double, and the Hawks are on the board. It's 3-1. That play tracked down quickly off the bounce by Taylor Rosler. See the throw for the cutoff man with the hesitation. Nearly got there. But that brings up Tuck. Tuck makes contact on the half swing, and the side is retired. But Humber has scored for the first time in this game. A chance to go to the semifinals on the line. It's 3-1, heading to the bottom of the fourth now.
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Welcome back to Windsor for the bottom of the fourth inning. And Sears so far having a solid matchup. However, the Heat still holding on to the 3-1 advantage since those 3 runs scored in the first inning. Both teams in dancing moods, but Kello looks to try and see if the Heat can get themselves into run-making mode. Kello leads things off far by Lawrence. Madison Rosler is that one. Bounces around. Strike put up on the board, 0-1. Kello last time struck out. The 0-1. Running at it as it went down into the turf. Didn't go around though. 1-1. Sears currently at more than 30 pitches. 3 earned runs and a strikeout. That one above the zone, says the umpire. 2-1. 2-1. Bounces over to short. Russo the throw to Oliver. Gets the out. The first out of the inning. Took a moment with the call. See why right here with how close the slide got. That brings up Lawrence. Lawrence watches one nearly sail away. 1-0 the count. Last time Lawrence came to the plate, she hit a double. This time towards center. Tracked down by Koziolik for the second out of the inning. Next up to the plate, Madison Rosler. The players continuing to dance to the music at this point. one watched down to the turf. Again, 1-0. Last time Rosler came to the plate, a 5-3 ground out ended the first inning rally. That one inside, low, and rolling away this time, 2-0. Hitters count now, 2-0. And foul down the line. Out of the reach of the third baseman, Ferreira. 2-1 now the count. Two one. Rice ball. Over the zone this time, 3-1. On deck, Harmon. Three 3-1 Rice ball misses again. Ball 4, take your base. And a runner is aboard with 2 outs now in the bottom of the 4th inning. The DP Harmon last time grounded out to start the 2nd inning. That time call before this at-bat gets rolling. Reminder that just a few moments, the consolation game getting underway. U of T Ottawa bobbled in the play. Meanwhile, Harmon able to get aboard with an error. Look at the play down the line. Bounces off of Ferreira, and E5 on the play. That brings Burke to the plate. Burke, same area, and an easy force out. And the sign is retired. After 4 innings of play, the Heat lead by 2. You're watching Wheat Digital from Windsor, Ontario.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Top of the 5th inning, moments away. Back on We Digital for coverage of the CCSA Softball National Championship quarterfinal between Humber and UBCO. Leading things off, second baseman, Georgia Birdie. Now being pinch hit, in fact, for Melissa Henfield. Henfield watches that one to start, 0-1. The 0-1. Make it 0-2 on the foul. Hanfeld in the regular season, 9 appearances in the OCAA, 346. The batting average, 9 for 26. The 0-2, this time fouled away. Count stays at 0-2. Hawk squad led by Dwayne Bowles, the 6th-year head coach for this program. Here sets up again. 0-2. Fastball misses. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Swings underneath it for strike 3. Third strikeout recorded by Muir in this one. That brings up Koziolik. Koziolik popped up last time to the catcher. Starts off with one down low, missing 1-0. Up high. 2-0. Top of the fifth inning, 1 out. Humber trails by 2. Down the line and foul for the first strike, 2-1. They're taking her time. The 2-1 ends up getting in. And how long will this 3-1 advantage stay up then? A single aboard, 1 out. That brings up Hilpert. 0 for 2 so far today. Ground out last time. Pops it into foul territory and to the sidewalk. And the softball is now becoming 1 with the shrubbery. The 0-1. This time in for a single. Back-to-back singles. That'll bring up Megan Muir. Over the head of Lawrence once again. Megan Muir. Struck out last time. The bunt this time to Michaela Muir. Throw to first in time. So McCack having to move over to make that play. So a 1-4 ground out. But runners are at second and third now with 2 away. Up at the plate, Alexis Ferreira. Ferreira a double and a single so far. Starts off tight and down low, missing 1-0. The 1-0. Hard contact up the middle, played by Lawrence on the run, called safe. Both runs on the bags come in to score. Ferreira now runs all over the base paths, gets back to first. And just like that, we're tied at 3. This looked like it was going to the outfield until that point. And then calamity. 2 runners come in to score on the play. The second throw went offline before Ferreira made it back to first. McPherson now up to the plate. And this quarterfinal now taking a different turn. McPherson 0 for 2 so far today. Last time it was a pop-up during the back-to-back pop-up sequence. That one bounces away. Now Ferreira tries to go all the way to third. She's safe. And prime scoring position now for Ferreira. Humber with a chance to take the lead with one swing of the bat. That one bouncing away from Kello. And the mistakes are starting to build up here in the top of the fifth. Higher velocity missing that time. 3-0. The 3-0. Down the left field line, but foul. On deck is Russo. Runner at third, 2 outs. Humber tying the game on a 2-run single. Last time Ferreira went to the plate. Down the left field line. Into foul territory, up the fence. Tracked down for the catch by Taylor Rosler. The side is retired, but the lead is gone. The Heat are now tied with the Hawks. 3-3 your score as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning on We Digital.
Mont's On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
A look at the wind speed starting to pick up even more to carry that Canadian flag out in right field. But the bats woke up and carried the Hawks to a tie in this game to the bottom of the fifth inning. The 1, 2, 3 hitters in order, ready to go. Starting things off for UBCO this inning, Casey Wright. Starts off with a rise ball way high, 1-0. Michaela Muir and Taylor Rosler, second and third in this order. Having to dance around, missing, 2-0. 1 for 2 so far, Wright today. Wright singled back in the first inning. Time watches one, letting the pitch go in the strike zone, 2-1. 2-1. Getting underneath it and popped. Tracked down by Birdie. The first out of the inning doesn't leave the infield. Birdie, who did not bat last time, brought back in after the pinch hitter of the previous appearance for her. This inning starts off with a out. Gallimore, meanwhile, starts off with a strike on the board, 0-1. Gallimore, 2 flyouts to the right fielder. Looking to try and avoid Hilpert's glove this inning. That time just above the zone, 1-1. The 1-1. Hard contact up the middle, base hit. Gallimore is aboard. 1 out. That one blistering its way past Sears to be able to get here on base. Taylor Rosler, 1 for 2 in this game. A single and a flyout so far. Winner of this game taking on Western. Both teams wanting it as that one's fouled away 0-1. An 0-1 count, runner at first, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 0-1 to center, the dive out of the reach of Koziolik. 1 run comes in to score, and the Heat take back the lead on the RBI double. Rosler, a strong swing. Koziolik just half a step back on the dive. And as a result of the play, Humber trails again. And a change as Sears has had the ball taken away. And they are going with one of their aces, Michaela Moore, now coming in. Moore looking to keep things at bay. In the OCAA this season, Moore a 2.31 ERA, a 2.31 ERA, in fact. 8 appearances, 4 starts. 4-1 the record. 32 hits allowed in 36 1/3 innings of work. 18 runs, 12 earned, 16 strikeouts, 8 walks. Sears with their line, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 4 earned, and 54 pitches. So as Moore looks to steady the ship, four and 5 hitters at minimum coming up here. Semikak now coming up to the plate. Semikak 1 for 2 today with a single back in the 1st inning. Swings through the first one, 0-1.
Is it up now?
4-3 the score, bottom of the 5th inning. 1-1 the count. 1-1 set up for UBCO. Semikak swings through it. Strike 2. Moore sets up. 1-2. Tracked over to Russo. Russo not able to make the play in time, however. Semikak aboard, infield single. That's the 7th hit of the day for UBCO. The catcher, Kello, now comes up with runners at the corners. 0 for 2 today. A strikeout and a ground out. Starts out with a bouncer. Semikak just hops over to second, uncontested. So both runners now in scoring position as a result of the bouncer. The 1-0 fouled and corkscrewed back, 1-1. 1-1 count. Moore gets the sign. The bunt attempt fouled away for strike 2. One, 2 count. It's time Kello to left. Brought down on the play. And now a chance at home scores. And what could have been just a flyout turns into a sacrifice. McPherson throws it in and airmails it over Tuck. A 2-run advantage now for UBCO. That brings up Lawrence. Starts off with a foul ball, 0-1. Down low into the turf, 1-1. Scoring has been updated on the previous play to a score on an error from left field. Down the right field line, foul. 1-2. Runner moves back to third. Lawrence looking after 1 RBI earlier from the double. This time track to Ferreira. Throw to Oliver at first, and the sign is retired. UBCO strikes back. They lead 5-3 over Humber. Entering the top of the 6th inning here on We Did It All.
The first kiss. She's thinking about a million things. Like, should I lean in or let him? Do I close my eyes or open them? But for him, he's only thinking about one thing. Did she have peanut butter for lunch?
Welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario for the top of the 6th inning for this one. The quarterfinal rolling forward. Remember, Acumen Stadium also hosting action, currently in progress between the two unwinning teams. University of Toronto and Ottawa underway on the second feed on WeDidItAll.ca. Starting things off with a foul ball is Russo. Shortstop leads things off, followed by Oliver and Tuck. Callum Muir continuing to work through this one. 5 innings of work, 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts today. This one popped up. Zemekak trucks it down. That's the first out of the inning. Quick backup from Zemekak. That brings up Oliver. An RBI double last time up. Starts on the turf, 1-0 for the Brampton, Ontario hometown player. The 1-0. to the screen again. 1-1. That one nearly bounced off the umpire. The umpire having a bit of a laugh after that one. The 1-1. Chopped foul to Madison Rosler's direction. 1-2. The 1-2 running down the line and foul as the ball finds a new home. It's new home on top of batting cage. We'll see how long it gets to stay there. 1-2. Swings through it for strike 3. Oliver sat down on strikes. 2 outs. That brings up the catcher, Michaela Tuck. Tuck starts off watching one around her head, 1-0. Tuck 0 for 2 today. Fly out and a ground out. Foul back this time for the 1-1. Family having fun with their child in the backdrop. In the foreground, the 1-1 popped up to the edge of the backstop and dropped. Callow can't make the play. It's 1-2. The 1-2 down the line and foul again. The 1-2. Too high. 2-2. Two to the count. 2 outs. Popped again. This time all the way to the outfield. Simicak makes the catch. The side is retired. To the bottom of the 6th we go. The Heat lead by 2 on We Did It All.
Good evening, sir. Where are you coming from?
I was just at a buddy's watching a game.
Have you consumed any alcohol tonight?
I had a couple beers.
Thanks. Can I ask you to step out of the vehicle, please?
How many drinks does it take to impair your ability to drive safely? Having even just a few casual drinks can impair your driving ability to the point that you could lose your license for at least 3 days or more.
Hi, honey. Can you come pick me up?
Play it safe with alcohol. If you plan on drinking, don't plan on driving.
Welcome back to Windsor. Our players look to see how things fare out in terms of momentum swings for the bottom of the 6th inning. UBCO set for the bottom third of their line to come up. Madison Rosler, followed by Caitlin Harmon, and the right fielder, Bailey Burke. It's about all set to get back going. Madison Rosler, 0 for 1 with a walk today. Starts off with the off-speed pitch down into the zone, 0-1. Oh and 1. Lofts it up. Tracked down by Ferreira. First out of the inning. Couple steps over for Ferreira. So that brings up the DP Harmon. First pitch down into center. Back it goes. Bye-bye. A solo shot for Harmon carries out. And the Heat extend the gap at 6-3. A one-run home run. That ball carried to the deepest part of the ballpark. More than 220 feet. And the sole home run brings Burke up with a 3-run advantage. Starts off up high, 1-0. The 1-0, chopped through to the gap it goes for a base hit. Burke is aboard for her first hit of the day. More solid contact picked up by UBCO. And already a pitching change. More is done. And here is an interesting play. Megan Muir has now moved over from DP to pitcher. So Muir making the appearance now on the rubber. Looks to settle things down. Keep in mind, in the OCAA this season, 7 starts, 5 appearances, or rather 5 starts, 7 appearances, and a 2-2 record. Those respective games. It's also had 3 complete games and 1 save, but an ERA of 2.1. That brings up Casey Wright. Wright starts off by watching a strike, 0-1. Working quick, the 0-1. Wright reaches at it, gets a single for it. Runners now at first and second with 1 out. So first and second here, as it's now the battle of the mirrors, this time swapped. Michaela Muir this time is at the plate with Megan Muir on the rubber. Starts off with a slider missing, 1-0. Humber shuffling their center fielder. The 1-0 down towards the turf, 2-0. Foul back, 2-1. Two one the count. Runners at first and second. Bottom of the sixth. Make it 2-2. Two. 3-2. And Mikael Muir takes a walk. Then spiraling a bit for Humber. Taylor Rosler with a chance to blow the game wide open now here. Rosler double last time up. 2 for 3. Down on the turf to start, 1-0. The 1-0. Swings and misses. Strike number 1.
I want to do like semis for St. Clair and finals, hopefully. Yeah, you can do both semis, so we'll give you next game out.
1-1. Pop to the sky. Russo tracks it down in the sunshine. And that picks up the second out. You're looking for a way to break out of the jam, but has Simicak up at the plate to deal with. First pitch, swings through it. Strike 1. The 0-1. Popped up again to the screen. The play in the fencing called out. Tuck makes the catch, and the side is retired. So Tuck having to get a little bit dicey with the fencing there. To the top of the 7th. Humber looks for a chance to build momentum from that play.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
A chance to go to the semifinal on the line to take on the Western Mustangs. The Heat looking to close it out. The Hawks looking to try and claw it back out. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters set to begin this inning. Burning leads things off. Starting off with the ball, 1-0. Burning 0 for 2 today. The 1-0 Rice ball misses 2-0. The 2-0 this time trying to hit the bottom corner. Misses 3-0. 3-0 the count. Callum Muir, keep in mind, 93 pitches. Down into the turf and to the base paths goes Bernie. A runner is aboard to start off the inning. No motion for a change yet. As up to the plate goes Koziolik. Koziolik found a cozy spot at first base last time. 1 for 2 today. Starts off with the ball up high, off speed, 1-0. The outfield already shifting deeper out for this one. The 1-0. This time a little lower, but enough to get in the strike zone, 1-1. The 1-1 swings through it. Throw back to first for the tag. Called safe. 1-2 the count. Let's take a look at how close the Bang play got a bit. The Bang not able to make a big bang for the tag. How about a big single, though? Koziolik now is aboard. Runners at first and second with nobody out. And the Hawks are starting to cook a bit. Hilbert comes to the plate as the game-tying run. Hilbert last time singled. Starts up high. 1-0. A 1 for 3 day so far for the first-year player from Waterloo. A 1. Bounces off the umpire into the screen. And it looks like a time called here as the secondary umpires now come to check on the play. Was discussions of a second umpire hit earlier today on the shoulder. And it looks like Michelle Webster coming to discuss things with Kello. The umpires also joining the conversation. Looks like play will continue. Signal in now from Coach Bowles. An 0-2 count for Hilpert with 2 runners aboard. And now it looks like signaling for a rush forward here. Now they're checking the count. Now they have confirmed the count to be 1-1. So they've moved the count to 1-1, make it 1-2, so the strike is back on the board regardless.
It was 1-2. It was 0-2 because she fouled off that pitch. Yeah, I know that was the foul, but I thought the first one was involved.
1-2. Skies it up. Tracked down by the first baseman Mosher. And a first out of the inning. A pinch hitter now ready to come into the game after that play. Riley DeVries. So an interesting decision to Breeze has been utilized as a pitcher much of the season. However, she is hitting .500 in OCAA play in 10 games, 11 for 22, and 4 doubles, 9 RBIs. She has a slugging percentage of .818, the highest by far for the Hawks this year. And into foul ground it goes. And that one bouncing about. It looks like there may have been some contact with the fencing there. There is metal fencing of that section. 0-1 the count either way. Shortstop and Lawrence going all the way over there to try and make the play. Here sets it up. 0-1. Chopped through for a single. And the bases are loaded with 1 out. The tying run now at first. And the game-leading run to the plate. Not getting by Lawrence this time. And up at the plate is Ferreira. 3 for 3 today. A double and 2 singles. Humber Hawks looking to try get forward here. Starting off with a strike on the foul. 0-1. Kellamure gets the sign. 0-1. To the outfield, in for a base hit. 2 runs come in to score. Ferreira moves to second. And the Hawks trail by just 1. The game-leading run is now at second. Second runner advances as a result of the throw. Bouncing off the line, trying to get to Kello. And 6-5 now the score with 1 out and 2 runners aboard in scoring position. A change being made at pitcher. Lawrence now being moved to the rubber. Remember, Lawrence got bounced around a bit by St. Clair earlier today. Not in the 11:30 start time game. Lawrence trying to get a running start here and try and keep UBCO ahead. Remember, the winner of this game goes to the semifinal to take on Western at 6 p.m. Eastern. Catch that on WeDigital.ca. At 4 p.m., the second quarterfinal scheduled to start. Durham and Calgary. That's to determine who takes on St. Clair College in the second semifinal at 8 p.m. To the base paths go the Humber Hawks. Runners at second and third. 1 out. Top of the 7th, Jessica McPherson. Starting things off speed in for strike one. So Muir has moved to second as part of the shuffling. So McCack over to short. Chop down the line, call it foul. 2 strikes. The 0-2. Down to the turf. Throwaway pitch there, 1-2. One and two, just above the top of the strike zone, says the umpire. 2-2. The 2-2, right to Lawrence, throw to third, doubles him up. And UBCO is off to the semifinals. 6-5 the final on a spectacular play up to Lawrence. Right to the glove and right to third for the dagger. And the national title chances are done for the Humber Hawks. UBCO keeps theirs alive as they will take on Western later tonight. 6-5 is your final and the first of 2 quarterfinals. The CCSA Softball National Championship and its coverage will continue to the second quarterfinal at 4 p.m. Eastern as the Durham Lords take on the University of Calgary in its Dinos. Be sure to stick around. We'll see you then. For the rest of the crew, I'm Justin Prince St. So long. See you then.